everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Love Sock Wool podcast. My name is Sarah, also known as Love Sock Wool on Ravelry and Instagram. And Happy New Year! Today is Thursday, January 12th, 2017. It's my first chance I have had literally since the new year to sit down and try to record a podcast. Thank you for your patience. It's been super busy around these parts ever since we got back from North Carolina. So I went down with the kids to North Carolina to visit my family for the holidays. We were there for 2 weeks and we got back New Year's Eve. And it's just been crazy busy since we got back. And I got sick with a pretty nasty cold when I was down there, and it took a while to get over that. I think I'm mostly better. I'm still a little teensy little bit sick, but not too bad. I'm much better. So, many things have been knit and cast on and want to be knit and cast on. So I will probably dive right into showing you what I've been knitting. And I've already recorded the segment for all the prize winners for the 12 Socks of Christmas Cow, which ended December 31st. And I've already recorded that segment, and I'll tack it on at the end of the podcast. So that way, if you don't want to sit through watching that, you can just skip over it and not have to be bored. But I just want to say thank you again to everyone so much for participating in the 12 Socks of Christmas. That was really fun. I hope you all enjoyed it. And I love that there was a lot of enthusiasm and participation in that cow. And there were well over 300 entries in the finished object thread, which is amazing. And thank you so much to everyone who participated. And I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday season and New Year's. And I hope that you're able to be getting into a good routine in the new year. I'm trying to get into a good routine. We're getting there. I just yesterday put the Christmas decorations away, which I hate doing that. Not because I want to keep the decorations up forever, but because it's just a boring chore to take all the Christmas decorations down. But we did it. It's done. And I feel like the house is slowly getting back to normal. I don't think that's even a thing, but if it is a thing, it's slowly getting back to normal. Okay, so I will show you a few finished things. Well, actually one finished things. I haven't gotten anything finished really. I've maybe finished some single socks and cast on a whole bunch more. So I'll show you what I have finished. So I have finished one pair of socks that was a pair that has been on the go for at least a year. And this is Maleficent yarn dyed by Wool and Vine Yarns on her blitzed base. And I had finished the first sock over a year ago, and I've had the second one going since this last summer. But I finally finished them, and I'm so happy that they are done. This is my pretty much only finished object at all. But that's okay. I will show you some other socks I have knit and finished the first of, where did I put that? You know what? Shoot, it's over there. I have the second one going, so I'll just show you the second one. So when I was down in North Carolina, I went to a little yarn shop, the local yarn shop in Mebane, North Carolina, called the Twisted Knitter, and I picked up a ball of Cascade Heritage prints. And I don't know what the name of this is. I want to say it's like Clouds or something like that, but it's color 9. And this is the second sock. Can you believe it? Look at that. I actually have the second one going, and which is wonderful. But I did finish the first one. I did. It's just over in a basket. I need to go get it. If I remember to, I'll try to get it later, but whatever. We'll see what happens. So I did a Fish Lips Kiss heel, and now I'm just working up the leg. And I just love Cascade Heritage prints. It's so cushy and soft and very warm. I made Juliet's Christmas socks with this yarn, except I did the roses colorway, and she's been wearing them a lot, and they're really warm. It's good sock yarn, and it's not real expensive. It's so soft and velvety. Highly recommend it. So I knit the first sock in North Carolina and immediately got the second one going. And I didn't get to the heel until we got back to Minnesota, but for me, this is really good. This is amazing for me. And of course it's gotten cast aside because I got back home, so I had to start knitting other things. I have another second sock that I've been slowly working on. This is Ben's Patton's Croy, Blue Brown, Marl. I'm working on the gussets. That's as far as I've gotten, but it is a second sock, so yay. This is my bag of second socks. While I was in North Carolina, I did take with me my Film Noir Hedgehog Fiber sock, and I got the second one cast on. This is as far as I've gotten, but I got it cast on, so yay for second socks. So pretty. And this is my Jane Eyre socks because for some reason it reminds me of Jane Eyre. I will always be knitting Jane Eyre socks. I will. I have more queued up. Okay, now other socks I've cast on. So when I got back home to North Carolina, to Minnesota, whatever, sorry. I have two homes, North Carolina and Minnesota. I had been waiting to get my Nomadic Yarns Fred and George sock yarn, which is so fun. So I immediately cast that on, and I've posted this a few times on Instagram. I'm knitting them toe up, and this is on her sparkle base. I don't know if you can see the sparkle, but it's there. It's such a fun self-striping sock. It's so Fred and George. I love the speckle stripe. It's my favorite stripe. Of course it is. Who doesn't love a good speckled yarn? So of course this is just the first sock, but that's okay. I cast it on last Friday evening. So this is my progress, and I love it. And this is for knitting these for the Knitting Broomstick and the Bag Wolf Girl Sits and Knits podcast, Weasley Knit Along. So it's like knit anything that's the Weasley family from Harry Potter inspired, which I completely love because I love the Weasleys. I have another Weasley cowl project, and this sock is the Burrow, which is the family home of the Weasleys. And this is by Lolo Did It on her MCN base. So beautiful. I am absolutely addicted to this MCN base. It is unlike any other. So I am knitting the Weasley Homestead sock pattern by Erica Luder, and it's a free pattern on Ravelry. She's the same designer that designed the Hermione's Everyday Socks, except this is the Weasley Homestead sock pattern, and I'm knitting them toe up. The pattern is for top down, but it doesn't matter because it's just basically a broken rib pattern. I really love it, and this yarn has such good stitch definition. It's very fun, and it's so soft. So I've got two Weasley cowl projects going, and I have the possibility to cast on a few more because I have other Weasley sock yarn that I might just cast on. This is stash enhancements. I will go ahead and show you this. So No Makers had an update last Friday, and she had more of the Burrow. So now I have two Burrow sock yarns. And I have wanted this color for a long time, but it was always out of stock whenever I would go looking to try to get a skein. But this time I was able to get some on the House Gnome base. So right now I'm just admiring it. I think I'm not gonna cast it on just yet, but I have it. I'm so happy that I have it. Okay, so those were my socks I've cast on, that I cast on pretty much right away once I got back home. And I do have another cast on, which I'm just very excited about. So Leading Men Fiber Arts comes out with a colorway of the month every month, and for January the colorway of the month is Yarn Hoarder, and this is inspired by the beautiful Amber of the Yarn Hoarder podcast, whom I love. and admire greatly. Isn't that beautiful? And this is the Showstopper base, which is Stephen Andy's 75-25 merino nylon base. And here is the sock. Hold on. There you go. I'm kind of in the middle of a row. And of course, I'm doing toe up. You guys want a toe up kick. Isn't that pretty? I love how it's knitting up. So the reason why I'm knitting everything toe up is because you don't get SSK ladders on the toe when you knit toe up, because it's different types of knitting, different types of stitches. So I'm just on a toe up kick right now. We'll see how long it lasts. We'll see if I go back to top down. I'm sure I will, but for right now I'm having fun with knitting toe up. So good job, Steve and Andy, with your Yarn Hoarder colorway. It's really pretty. I love it. I wish I had gotten it on more bases, but this is the only skein I got. So anyhow, yay! So that's 3 new socks I've cast on this year, and I've only finished 1 pair this year. I need to crack down, but I never crack down. I only have bursts of maturity every now and then. Okay, so there's more projects to show. So next week, no, I think like in another week and a half, it's going to be Marshall's birthday. And he is a pretty big Vikings fan. That's the football team for Minnesota. So, and their colors are vibrant purple and yellow. So I have cast on a Vikings hat for Marshall with Malabrigo worsted in the this colorway is the purple. I think it's Jacinto. Not quite sure how you say that, but it's very Vikings purple. And the yellow is pollen. And I'm using Amber's specs for her game day hat that she's been knitting a ton of for her husband and her son, and I think somebody else. But on Amber Yarn Hoarder, her Ravelry project page, you can go look and see how she knit her game day hat. And it's so it's like a long rib, and then you put in like a big stripe with the contrast color, and it's super easy. It's really fast. So I'm having so much fun. Thank you for Amber for putting up your project notes of how you did this, because it's very easy and wonderful, and I'm really enjoying this. And I can only knit on this during the school day because Marshall does not know about this, and I don't want him to see me knitting it. So I think today I can get the yellow stripe knit in, hopefully, before he comes home from school. So that's fun. Haven't knit a hat in a long time. I need to get more hats on the needles, because it seems like everybody's like, there's not enough hats in the house. We need more hats because it's very cold. Okay, I'll show you my Pure Joy, which I did not finish before Christmas, but that's okay. So this is my Vine Christmas Pure Joy with Deck the Halls and Venus Flytrap. I am on the border, as you can see, but it's just kind of, I'm like right in the middle of this last wedge, and it just feels like it's taking forever, even though it's not. If I just buckle down, I could probably finish it in a couple days, but yeah, I just haven't felt like knitting on it, so I haven't finished it, but that's okay. I'll get to it eventually. Just wanted to show you that. And while we are on the subject of shawls, let me see what time it is. Okay, we're at 14 minutes. This will probably be a quicker podcast because it just is. I have things I have to do before Juliet gets home. Okay, so everybody and their mother, grandmother, cousin is knitting the Find Your Fade shawl, which is beautiful. And I had to do that too, because I got to do what everybody else is doing. I got to do what all the cool kids are doing. So I have cast on a Find Your Fade. Not super far into it, but yeah, I'm on the second color though. So I started out with Atomic Blue Fibers T-Rex, and now it is blending into Wool and Vine Yarns Tough Chickie. And I'm using all stash yarn. I did not purchase any yarn for this. This is a great way to stash bust. If you have a good stash, go through your stash and just pick out some colors, and you can do it however you want. You don't have to do it the way the pattern says. You could do high contrast, or you could pick yarns that have similar colors to, do a fade, but which I am doing. So I've got, okay, so these two colors, and then I think the next color I'm gonna do, I'll probably change my mind, but I think the next color I'm gonna do is a Homespun House, It's Not Me, It's You on her sparkle base. And then I've got Leading Man Fiber Arts Cabbage Patch. And then I've got No Makers Fireflies. And then I've got Wool and Vine Stellar Banshee. And then I've got Homespun House Sachet. So I've got a fade. I have a fade. I do. And it's fun. It really is fun to knit. I think it looks very strange right now. It looks like a thong, like a woman's underwear. It's what it looks like right now. But I know it will grow and be enormous and amazing, and you can just wrap yourself up in it. I hope I can stick with it. And a huge, huge thank you to Amber for gifting me the pattern. That was so nice of her. It was so funny. I went on Ravelry to purchase it, but before I did, I saw I had a message from Amber, and there was the pattern right there. Thank you, Amber. I was just tickled. Okay, so this is fun. Fun. Okay, I do have another shawl scarfy thing. I have been putting a bit of a dent in my boomerang that I started back in October. This is my Halloween boomerang. It's so funny that this is what I've been jonesing to knit on, because we are so way past Halloween, but this is all I've been wanting to knit lately. And this is Leading Men Fiber Arts on the Boo colorway, and it's the Showcase base, which is really fun and really beautiful, and I had to get more of it. I love this Showcase base. It's kind of a light fingering. It's superwash merino, 490 yards, and this is called a pigeon called Martha. I love it. But back to the boomerang. I love this. I think the reason why I want to knit it is because it's just all garter stitch, and there's just something very therapeutic about knitting garter stitch with luxurious, soft, cushy yarn. I would like to have 10 of these on the needles. Maybe I will. Just somebody hold me back, because I'm going to cast on 10 boomerangs probably at some point, because I have the yarn to do it. It's going to take me forever to finish this one though, because I'm knitting it on very small needles. These are 3.0 millimeter or 2.5 US 2.5. But I love the fabric I'm getting, because it's dense, and I think it's gonna be very warm. It's just, it takes longer to grow, because with the boomerang, you're only increasing like one stitch every other row. So it's gonna take a bit of time, but I don't care, because I'm enjoying every single stitch, and that is the point. So I may do a boomerang with a pigeon called Martha, but I might use slightly bigger needles. I also found a free pattern in Ravelry for a boomerang where there's lace in it. It's all garter stitch, but there's every like 8th row, there's an eyelet row. It's really pretty. I might do that. And let me just take a moment to say how everything I know about popular culture or history, I've learned from indie dad colorway names. So this is called a pigeon called Martha. I don't know any pigeons named Martha. Do you? Am I supposed to know of any pigeons named Martha? I've never heard of this. So I Googled it, and I believe there is a song, like a bluegrass song, about a pigeon called Martha. I've never heard it before, and I didn't listen to it on YouTube, but I could. I just haven't. And it took me to a Wikipedia page that the oldest living carrier pigeon was named Martha, and it is now stuffed and on display at the Smithsonian. So I learned something. So thank you, Indie Dyers, for naming your yarns colorways of things that I don't know about, because you have enriched my life. And it's so pretty. I love this colorway so much. I've had it on display in my dining room so I could look at it every single day. So anyway, all right. So I might be casting on more boomerangs because they're fantastic. All right. That may be it. I'm sure it's not it, but that's going to be it for now. I need to stop and get myself a little organized before Juliet comes home. And if I find any other projects lying around, maybe I'll tack on another segment. But otherwise, this might just have to be it for this episode. Thank you for watching. Stick around for the prize winner announcements for the 12 Socks of Christmas, which will come next. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Okay, I did forget something. I forgot to show you my Cozy Memories blanket. I wanted to show you that because I got quite a few squares knit on it while I was in North Carolina. So, I put on Bouche de Noël by Blue and Vine Yarns, one of her Christmas colorways, which I cannot believe I didn't cast on a pair of socks with that, but I just didn't get to it. And then Hippos for Christmas by Lolo Did It. And then this was a mini from No Makers from last year. I forget what this is called. Is it 'Tis the Season? I love it. It's on a sparkle base. I want a full skein of that. And this is Country Christmas by Lorna's Laces. This is Sweater Weather. I think this is Lemonade Shop, and Jilly gave that to me before Christmas, which was so nice. Then this is a yarn I got in North Carolina at the local yarn shop. It's Malabrigo sock in the terracotta colorway. And I'll talk about that yarn in just a second. And then this is my Cascade Heritage Prince. I love this yarn so much. It just, look at that garter. It's like the most perfect garter. I love it. And then one more square, and then that row will be finished. This is All Hallows Eve by Homespun House that Anna Knitter sent me, which I love. Love that yarn. So anyway, I just wanted to show you what squares I put on my Cozy Memories blanket.
Rainbow Dash.
I know that does look like Rainbow Dash, doesn't it? But that's not Rainbow Dash, but it does look like Rainbow Dash. Rainbow Dash is on here, Juliet. Let's find it. Where did I put Rainbow Dash? That does look like Rainbow Dash too, but it's not. Here it is. Here's Rainbow Dash right there. I still have to finish those socks for Juliet by Brew City Yarns. Love the Cozy Memories. Okay, so when I was in North Carolina, can you get the tortilla out of my face? Thank you, my sweet. Okay, so this is Malabrigo sock in the terracotta colorway. And I love this yarn. And do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Anne of Green Gables, her hair. So this is Anne's hair. So I'm going to have to make some Anne's hair carrots socks, which brings me to our next knit along that I'm hoping to host, co-host with Jilly of the Knitting Broomstick. We want to co-host an Anne along, so an Anne of Green Gables knit along. So for Christmas, my parents got me a Visa gift card, so I was able to use it to get some fabric, and I got a jelly roll of the new Anne of Green Gables fabric by Penny Rose Fabrics, or it's Riley Blake Designs, but it's 4 Penny Rose. Yeah, it's 4 Penny Rose. You can see that. Is that upside down? I can't tell. There we go. So anyway, it's a beautiful fabric collection, and I sewed up several Ann bags last week, and they're all gone. Thank you to everyone who got an Ann bag, and I am planning to sew up some more Ann bags, but I have to order more fabric. So I'm not sure if I will be able to sew more Ann bags in January. I might not be able to get to it until February. But anyway, the analog will start February 1st. And I still have to work out the details with Jilly, but I think it's going to go for 2 months, but it might just be 1 month. I'll let you know. Don't worry. Stay tuned. So knit anything Anne of Green Gables related. Do you have this book? I have this book. It's called Green Gables Knits, and there's all kinds of lovely patterns in here inspired by the book series. I actually have a sweater's quantity of green yarn to make Anne's sweater right here, but I never cast it on. I probably am not going to cast that one on yet because I know I'll never finish it. But I can make Anne's hair socks. And FYI, if you're interested in Anne-inspired colorways, Leading Men Fiber Arts has a handful of Anne of Green Gables inspired colorways, because a while back, Leading Men Fiber Arts and Paula of the Knitting Pipeline and Annie Lights, I think it's Annie Lights, she makes gorgeous project bags. They did a whole collabo with patterns and colorways and a shawl pattern and project bag. You have crumbs on your face. Beautiful. So anyway, Steve and Andy have a couple of Anne of Green Gables colorways that are really beautiful. I wish I could order all of them. I did custom order Anne's Story. It's called Anne's Story. It's really beautiful. I'll probably make a boomerang with it. So anyway, if you're interested in Anne-inspired colorways, go check out Leading Men Fiber Arts, because they do take custom orders, and you could request some Anne yarn. But if you can't do that, Terracotta by Malabrigo Sock is a lovely Anne colorway. Because it's the color of her hair, and I'm so excited to cast this on as well. So anyway, heads up for the analog. Okay, so that's it, and I'll let you go now, and I'll see you next time. Bye. And stay tuned for the the cow prize winners coming up next. Okay, let's go ahead and draw all the winners for the 12 Socks of Christmas Cal, which ended December 31st. And thank you so much to everyone who participated. There was a lot of fun chatter and so many Christmas socks that were finished, or holiday themed socks, winter themed socks that were finished, and it was wonderful. Thank you so much to everyone who participated. And we had, I think it was 314 entries in the finished object thread. So I used a random number generator on my phone to pick winners. So there are 9 prizes. There's 3 of them are bags, the rest is yarn, and then there's one sock pattern prize by Helen from Austria, who so kindly donated her pattern called I think it's Zin's House socks, and they're really beautiful. She also gifted the pattern to me, and they're just absolutely gorgeous. I have a picture of it. It's this. I had to print it out in black and white because I don't have color ink, but it's like a ribbed pattern, but there's this beautiful delicate lace all the way through. It's so pretty. Okay. All right. So number 1. Let's see. Let me try to do this as organized as I can. Gingerini, post number 224-1 from Madison, Wisconsin. I don't know her name because it was not listed in her profile, but it's Gingerini. She won the Mrs. Brown's bags, which is fantastic. And there's also some note cards in here and a little maple candy. So Gingerini, if I don't message you first, go ahead and message me on Ravelry and we'll get your mailing address and I'll get this sent out to you. And second prize, post number 67, Green W Girl Jen. She won the Stitching You bag, this beautiful Christmas bag. This is such fun fabric. There's also a tee in here and a mini, kind of an evergreen color. So congratulations to Jen. She's in Canada. Jen, I might have your address still, but you better send it to me again anyway. Okay, and then the third prize, post number 271, Siberian Cat, Penny from Indiana. She is going to win the Daisy Girl project bag, which is such a cool bag because it's got the clear window in the front. This is what the back looks like. It's got a handle. I really love this. I need to get a bag like this that has the clear front so I can see what projects are in my bag. I never know. I have so many project bags. I don't know what's in any of them until I open it up. But this kind of project bag solves that problem. This is really beautiful. And you know what? I think, Daisy Girl, you're in Minnesota, aren't you? I need to track down one of these bags for me. Okay, so congratulations, Penny. You won this. Okay, the next prize, post number 303, Caroline Spin Knit. Her name is Caroline. I don't know where she is in the U.S., but she is in the U.S. You won this beautiful skein of Life with String. I have everything wrapped. Okay, so all the yarn I put in clear plastic wrap because I wanted everything to stay nice and neat and not get dusty. And this is called Zombies with Plaid. Or no, I'm sorry, Zombies Love Plaid. It's really beautiful. Take my word for it. I know it might be a little challenging to see it through the plastic bag, but it is gorgeous. You're gonna love knitting this. Okay. All right, the next prize, post number 231, Vivica Ainsley, or Elena from Toledo. You have won a Christmas yarn by Woolen Studio, and it's called, what's the name of this one? Oh, Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. Isn't that pretty? All right. So congratulations, Elena. Next prize, post number 200. You have won the West Yorkshire Spinners Rum Paradise, which was donated to me by the Woolly Thistle. And I'm sorry, the winner is Lemon Starburst. And I think you're in Minnesota too. But on your profile, I don't have your name is not there. So I apologize. I don't know what your first name is, but it's Lemon Starburst, post number 200. You win Rum Paradise. I love West Yorkshire Spinners yarn. This yarn makes some real socks. I have been loving wearing my Goldfinch pair. Love them. I wear them all the time. So this is going to be really fun to knit up. Okay, next prize, post number 70. I hope I'm saying your Ravelry name right. Skilly Knits. Amanda from Michigan. You have won the Mint Rain yarn in the Grinch colorway, and this was so kindly donated by Jilly of the Knitting Broomstick podcast. Thank you, Jilly, for donating this. That's gonna be so fun to knit up. So congratulations, Amanda. Okay, and next prize, Kim, Woolly Kim, post number 40. No, I'm sorry, not 40, post number 4. Woolly Kim from the UK. You have won this beautiful skein of yarn dyed by Nitty Kitty Bags, and it's called Autumn. That's really pretty. And I'll get that in the mail to you if all of you will send me your mailing addresses. And then the last prize is the pattern prize, the Zin's House socks by Helen, who is I think you say her name, Herline on Ravelry. She's a lovely designer in Austria. And the winner of the sock pattern is Mona N, post number 15, and she's in Norway. So congratulations, Mona, you get to knit these lovely socks. So I think that's it. I think that's all the prizes. Congratulations to everyone who won, and I hope you enjoyed the 12 socks of Christmas knit along. I sure did. I only got, though, technically I got 2 pairs of Christmas socks done, but really only 1 pair because the first pair I got finished was my Deck the Halls Wool and Vine socks that I had started last year. So I really just finished the second one this year. So does that, I mean, it counts because whips were fine. But as far as like new Christmas pairs that I cast on, I only finished one pair, and that was the Oh Christmas Tree socks by Leading Men Fiber Arts, which I'm fine with that. I still came out with 2 finished pairs, but seriously, I cast on like probably 8 different Christmas socks. It's completely ridiculous. But that's what I do. That's why it's so fun. So anyhow, just to recap, send me your addresses, and I will be probably over the next couple of weeks. I will be getting them in the mail because it's quite a few packages, and I don't quite have all that money in my budget to ship them all at the same time. So I might have to ship them out in stages. So it might take a couple weeks for me to get them all in the mail, but rest assured, they will all get mailed to you. Do not worry. And thank you again so much for your participation, and thank you for your patience with me. And it's because I know it's been several weeks since I've been able to do a proper podcast. Life has just been crazy since January 1st. I feel like I've been running nonstop since January 1st. So anyway, okay, I'll let you go now. Have a lovely rest of your day. I hope you are warm wherever you are. We are not warm here. Oh, no. We're in the single digits. And we're going to get into the negative digits where there's like no digits. So we're cold here in Minnesota. And all I want to do is knit warm, thick socks. So anyway, I'll let you go now. Take care. God bless. See you next time.